In a cold Hokkaido marsh, life begins with the smallest break in the shell. The mother crane listens closely. Inside one egg, a chick is pushing toward daylight. It arrives wet, weak, and almost weightless. For a chick this young, even wind can become its first test. The adults know what it could mean. This is their world of freshwater reed marsh on Japan's northern island of Hokkaido. Beautiful from a distance, but dangerous at the level of a nest. Here, warmth is not a comfort. It is survival. While one parent shelters the chick, around them, the marsh is already awake, with insects, water, and hidden movement. The chick dries slowly. The pair change places with quiet precision, never leaving the nest unguarded for long. A crow waits at the edge of the scene, patient enough to make the adults uneasy. And in the mud, fresh tracks suggest that danger also comes on foot. The chick does not understand the marsh yet. It only knows to stay close. By morning, the nest is held. One egg remains beside the hatchling, a reminder of how fragile this start really is. The chick can hold its head a little longer now. Small progress matters here. A cold gust moves through the reeds, and the mother lowers herself again. The father steps away just far enough. For red-crowned cranes, shallow water is both pantry. Tiny prey move through the pool, too small for drama, but large enough to matter. Back in the nest, the chick tries to lift its body against gravity. The crow shifts again. It is a warning. This nest is watched. When the sky clears, the nest settles, but nothing here is ever fully safe. Rain comes lightly at first. The water rises only in ripples, but for a newborn chick, low water still feels large. The adults hold their ground through the shower. After the rain, the chick looks different, drier, brighter, more awake. Then comes its first real attempt to stand. It is brief, clumsy, and important. The second try lasts longer. Balance is becoming a skill. The edge of the nest is the edge of a much larger world. One foot touches cold water, and the marsh becomes real beneath it. The chick retreats to rest. Survival is not speed, it is trying again. Soon, the parents begin leading it away from the only place it has known. At the feeding pool, the chick sees movement under the surface for the first time. Its first pecks are uncertain, more practice than success. The mother shows the lesson without words. Look closely. The second egg remains behind, while the first chick begins learning the marsh. At the open edge, a red fox appears, far away but close enough to change everything. The father moves first, placing his body between the fox, the nest, and the chick. The mother takes the chick into cover, where brown down can disappear among reeds. The father's wings open just enough to make the marsh feel occupied. The fox pauses. No chase is needed. The family survives because the adults read the risk early. Hidden in the reeds, the chick waits while the danger passes through the edge of the world. Only when the marsh quiets again do the parents lead it back to open water. The path ahead is soft, wet, and much harder for short legs. The chick slips, catches itself, and learns something the marsh will teach many times. The mother waits. In a place like this, patience is part of protection. Rain returns while the family is farther from the nest. Now shelter must move with them. The chick steps under its mother, turning her body into a small living roof. When the rain stops, it comes out again, not fearless but willing. Days pass. The chick is still small, but it no longer moves like a newborn. It crosses shallow water with steadier feet. Feeding becomes more than imitation. The chick begins to search for itself. One tiny catch will not feed it for long, but it proves the lesson is taking hold. The family moves through a wider channel, where open water offers both space and exposure. A crow passes overhead again. This time the chick freezes. Stillness can be as useful as running, especially when you are small. The father scans the sky and reed edge until the threat leaves the scene. Across the broad shallows, the chick keeps moving between the long legs of its parents. Then the mud takes hold. For a moment, one step becomes a struggle. The mother turns back. It has not escaped the marsh. In the reeds, food, cover, and danger are woven tightly together. By evening, the family rests. The chick preens, steadier than before. The wind rises, but it no longer overwhelms the small bird at the center of this story. Fresh tracks in the mud say the danger is not gone. It has only moved elsewhere. The adults choose a safer route, and the chick follows the decision exactly. When the parent stops, the chick stops. That simple response can save a life. And then, in a small opening of reeds, the first stage is over. The chick has survived the most vulnerable days. Now it feeds with more confidence. Protection has not ended. It has changed shape. The breeze moves through its down, and this time the chick holds its ground. Together they walk deeper into the reed marsh, away from the nest and into the life ahead. The marsh is vast, and the chick is only beginning to belong to it. Between two red-crowned cranes, one small survivor stands where an egg once lay. The old nest falls quiet, left behind as the first chapter of a longer journey. In Hokkaido's reeds, survival is never finished. It simply moves forward, one careful step at a time.